something out that you didn't already know. You find the vulnerabilities before they do. So God has ethical hackers hacking. And do you know what it does? Then when people go down those paths that they already know about, they're there waiting. They're just sitting there, pawns, puppets, being tested. Hopefully you can shift them off of their path of illusion and disillusion and taking orders and being a puppet. Hopefully you can create the right show. You would hope that their conscience would just take over and that they'd be like, no. And you know what they learn? It's accurate what they saw, though. You know what? You light a fire under someone's ass, they'll actually do something. That is true on a surface level, identical to what the church does. Like Jesus on the surface level. I got a date with that fucker. We're fucking picking tulips tomorrow. We're gonna frolic through this fucking desert and pick tulips. You're welcome to join us. 11:11. Be there or be square. Like, what the fuck do people think is happening? Christ is coming back. Like, what? Like, he's just, take me away to heaven. We're gonna have a magical time together. Acts 1:11. Why are you looking up at the clouds? Don't you know the same Jesus will come back in like manner as he was taken? How was he taken? The multitudes crucify that fucker. Yeah, he was fully human. The fully God part, in absence of self, you're not a fucking dumb human. Then you can be what other texts call a man god. You know, they've hacked the system to make themselves demigods. But the man god has crucified themselves. They have laid it all down. Their aspirations are not for them. They're kingdom aspirations. They're aspirations for the body. That's a different thing. That is the required element to be in conscious union with God. The absence of you. You're a broken piece of the whole. You're a member of the body infected by a virus. And there's a kingdom. Oh, there's a kingdom. Limitless kingdom. But the only way that you can get there is when you're not you. Because you're part of the paradigm that's stained with the virus. No matter how hard you try, the virus has you. It has the world. It has had the world in a chokehold. The financial system hacked, used against us. Everything that there is, you're being poisoned, pacified. Fluoride in your water, you're being dumbed down by frequencies. Why? Because we're divided. Why are we divided? Because of unresolved trauma on the virus. So I try protecting myself by isolating or separating. But when it's me versus them, the whole is weakened. That's the virus. But at the same time, you're infected with the virus. How do I navigate this? So you have to have buffers, even though a buffer is Antichrist. Christ is a spiritual harmony, a spiritual synchronicity of the whole. Because we're all connected to the same thing. These artificial things are showing us an artificial version of the real thing. There is A wireless network that you don't see that connects us. There are other realms and dimensions. But we're stuck in this layer. The cycle just continues. Woo, woo, woo. Going in circles. Everybody chasing their own tail. Everybody fighting everybody else. Everybody using titles. Don't use titles. Everybody fails. Every Christian fails. When he's saying don't call mother, mother, father, father, he's saying titles. But everybody's stuck using titles. It's status. We want that status. We want to exalt ourselves. Who really wants to exalt the world? Who really wants to build at the bottom? Nobody. It sucks. It's painful. It's painful. Well, you know what? If the bottom doesn't rise, everything goes down to the bottom. some like one-liner simple truths. Unless the stuff with the power fixes the stuff on the bottom, everything keeps going down until there's a common baseline. It'd be pretty smart for the people in position and authority that have power to be utilizing that in the ways that work, in the things that unite the whole as the body but don't give power to any of the pieces. A skin. Get a bunch of withered body parts. Because the body is dead. The body is not alive. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But Christ ain't some magic fairy. Though I guess he kind of is. Like, there is a body of Christ that is barely functioning and being birthed. Just starting. An artificial version of what should already be. Because if it wasn't for the virus, we would already have so many things established. We would already be in a completely different place, in a completely different paradigm. And you know what, the virus, there's a lot of confusion with the virus. There's a lot of people who really tried their best with what they knew, and that is a beautiful thing. And it's a conflicting thing because, okay, in one way, people did whatever it took. And when things are so effed up, you do whatever it takes. And we need that. We just need that channeled in the right ways. And it has to be, the hidden things cannot stay hidden. What's hidden has to be manifest. It has to be. As goofy as it looks, everything is being handed to us on a silver platter from the heavenly realm. But the people need to act. If we sit back like a bunch of cowards, we will not harness what is available here and now. If we sit back and accept less than what is needed, we are going to suffer. We are going to suffer. It's going to continue. The virus, we got it quarantined. Take authority over that virus. We take authority over that. This is not a time to play games. This is not a time to sit and bow down to the virus like a coward. The virus has made you its bitch. We're gonna make the virus our bitch. This world is ours. We are heirs to the promise of Abraham. We are heirs to everything. If you're not in sync with God, you are going to be in the storm, in the desert, in the dry places. You're going to keep suffering. You're going to perish because of lack of knowledge. My people suffer for lack of knowledge. God is trying to give you the knowledge, but you won't receive it, will you? No, you sit ignorant, playing games like a child. You sit playing child games. Child games ain't working. The body is rising. It is the third day. This is something new. Things are never going to be the same. If you're stuck in an old paradigm, I feel bad for you. I pray for you. I hope that you will sync with the truth and be free. Because there is no other name by which you will be saved. If you're not the body of Christ, then you are Antichrist. And you will be destroyed. See, Christ will look like the Antichrist to an Antichrist body. You don't get it. You are Antichrist. But it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You've been stained with the virus. Just as all of us have. So you've been thinking that it's been a season of grace. And it has. You've been stewing in grace. You've been soaking it up, haven't you? You've been soaking up the grace. You've been taking that grace for granted. Huh? You've been taking that grace for granted. Playing your little child games.